What's something useful to learn right now? Uh, Problem solving in general is a really good thing to think about. I'm a bit biased because I come from the mathematical community, and that's like the entire point of the industry, right? Learn how to solve problems. But people have turned this into its own field of study, and they're pulling it into the business schools, and they're pulling it all across academic disciplines. There's even great courses on Coursera specifically dedicated to problem solving. And that's just basically teaching how to think, where you wake up and you say, oh, okay, first off, when someone comes to you with a problem, it's not about the problem that they've given you, because oftentimes they're giving you surface level problems and not the root cause. And what they're asking for is not what they want. So it's the first thing that you learn in consulting or when you do solutions architecture for people is get to the root cause and actually try to get an understanding of what are they trying to solve? What are they trying to do? If you don't do that, almost always you fail, because you can literally do 100% of what they ask you to do. You get to the end of the rainbow and it doesn't work because you've only solved the symptom, not the underlying root cause. Like, for example, if somebody comes to you with bad breath, let's say you're a doctor or a dentist or something like that. You say, oh, okay, here's some mouthwash. Okay. And maybe it masks it and the breath keeps getting worse. And let's say they forget the mouthwash, the breath is terrible. So they use gum and all this other stuff. Well, maybe they have gingivitis. Maybe they have acid reflux. Maybe they have something else that's causing the bad breath. So you can give them gum, you can give them mouthwash, but if you don't solve the root cause, you never solve the underlying problem for the patient. Well, similarly, when you look at business problems, when you look at technological problems, scientific problems, it's not make it faster, make it cheaper, make me more money. Usually there's a systemic issue that is inhibiting their ability to do something or compete or whatever to have you. So if you had to learn any skill right here, right now, just learn how to think this way about how do we get to root cause on a problem? How do we identify what the client is actually asking for, what I actually want to do? And then go from there to, okay, how do we think about what do we need to learn to be able to not only propose a solution, but validate that the solution is done? For example, with the metadata feature with Cardano, the scientists got together and they wrote this beautiful spec, metadata. And I said, hey, what's our feature pairing with the metadata? So we have metadata, but who's the consumer of that feature? Beef chain, we have the Georgia deal, et cetera, okay? So these are the people using it. The feature is not done until they're connected. People say it's done and it's implemented, and the people who consume it say that it solves their problem. Okay, so you always have to have feature pairing. It's a small thing, but it's a necessary thing for you to get where you need to go. Same for the Bittrex issue. We have this great team of engineers. They're working their asses off and they're building all this stuff, and they're seeing real beautiful improvements with the wallet backend that are universally beneficial for everybody. But Bittrex is the consumer here. So they receive it and they tell us it's good enough or not good enough. And if it's not good enough, they give us the logs and a lot of other things, and then we iterate again. It's frustrating, it takes time, but it makes you better, and ultimately it makes everything better. So there you go.